Hey everyone, it's Dan Charles with Lite Forex, and in this video we're going to do a full market breakdown, a little bit different from what I normally do. So in this video we're going to look at the Euro USD, the Pound USD, the USD CAD, the three major US indices, S&P 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ. We're going to look at the VIX, and we're going to look at gold. So please subscribe to the channel. Go to the link in the description below this video. Let's get into it. All right, so let's start with Euro USD. Okay, so we're looking at the Euro USD here. So yesterday busted through 1900, 1.1900, and then it looked really like we were just going to continue this upward trend. Maybe take out 1.20 would be the next price, but today things really broke down. And I actually see more downside for the Euro USD from here. Just if you look at the weekly chart here, long upper wick, momentum is really now to the downside. I've been talking about on the monthly how overextended we are, really are due for that that drop. Of course, you can see the big drops on the 240 and the 60. Definitely looking like we will get an early bounce, but overall, I'm gonna be bearish. I think there's more downside on the Euro USD from here. So we might get that initial recovery, but it might just be a little recovery and then a pullback and a continuation of this downtrend. So the next important price to hold are going to be 1800, 1.18. Let's see if it can hold that price, and then we'll look at 1.17 down here. But let's see if it can hold 1.18. Now, obviously, it's entirely possible that this just turns around and continues this bull run, but usually when you see something like this, a setup with the candle and the moving average, and I already talked about the weekly and the monthly, I see more downside on the euro. Pound USD, all right, just a complete opposite of what happened yesterday, just a complete opposite candle. Same type of scenario with the high time frames, the weekly, the monthly, and with the 240 and the 60. I can expect a bounce on first thing tomorrow. You can see we're holding some support at 1.31 right now. I see that getting taken out. I do see a slight bounce, but I got to be bearish. You're engulfing the entire candle from yesterday. That is a very bearish situation, so I see more downside. Really, the most significant number after price gets taken out here at 31 is definitely going to be this 1.30 price. If that gets taken out, which I anticipate that happening, because that's where the support was. You pulled back here, we held the support, we bounced, tried to go higher. The next price of significance was going to be 1.33. 0.0, and then just got crushed today. So I do see more downside on the Pound USD as well. But let's see if that 31 can hold, and look for that little rebound, because you know when you see something like this, big collapse, you are going to get a bounce. And so look for that bounce, but I see this coming down. All right, USD Canadian dollar had a bit of a rebound today. You can see that. Of course, the US dollar has been very, very weak, and today it rebounded, and obviously you saw in the first two pairs we looked at, US dollar gaining strength against those pairs, the euro and the pound. Here we are looking to turn around, bottoming out. We're getting close to that 1.31 price on the USD CAD. We really got to make sure though that this isn't just what happened here, and this little 2-day pull up, and this day. We'll see how this plays out. Significant price to break is going to be 1.33. Yeah, you really want to see it back above that to really confirm that this is going to be a longer term move and not just like I just pointed out, something like this, and we just have a continuation. Of course, just the opposite with the first two pairs we looked at, where we were on the downside expecting a bit of a rebound. Expect a little bit of a pullback, but I do see more upside on the USD CAD going forward. It really is due. It's as simple as that. It's just been so bearish, and You look at the monthly. It's a lot of red, starting all the way back to April, and it really is due for a rebound. Look at the weekly here as well. Look for a bounce, but let's see if we can get above 1.33. Okay, on to the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ ETF. Now, the US stock market has been extremely bullish since the big collapse. If we go look at the monthly chart here, you can see February, March, big collapse in the market, and look what's been happening on the NASDAQ ever since. Of course, the NASDAQ is very tech oriented and biotech, and those are the hot sectors. So it's pretty obvious that the NASDAQ would keep going higher. And going forward, we're getting close to this 280 price on the QQQ. It just does look like we're going to keep going higher on the NASDAQ. Of course, we are pulling back here, as you can see, end of day. If we look at the Dow Jones diamonds, the Dow Jones is, remember, Dow Jones is 30 companies, so it's pulling back today. This actually looks more like this could come down more. Of course, if you look at the Dow Jones, you see the collapse in February and March. In the Dow, it has not gotten back to its highs before the crash. It's quite a bit behind. If we look at the SPY, the S&P 500, the SPY, you can see the SPY, we're almost at that price. The high, the all-time high on the S&P, 339.08. The high today, 339. Okay, so it did take it out. It took it out the high today on the S&P 500. It does look like there's more upside on the S&P as well, although you can see it is pulling back at the end of the day here. Now, one thing to always look at when you're looking at these three indices, you want to look at the VIX, either the VIX or the UVXY. So in this instance, we're going to look at the UVXY because this is the volatility index. And when volatility is up, the market is typically going to be going down. Volatility is down, markets are going to be up. So you can just see here, if we go back to the crash, the stock market crash of February, March, you can see volatility spiking as the market drops. As the market's been rallying like crazy, dropping, volatility's dropping, the market is rising. So here we're looking at today, you can see volatility is spiking a little bit. It's green. Looks like maybe it's going to go higher tomorrow. I look at the 240. I look at the 60. And it was really an end of day thing here. You can see volatility spiking and you saw the market dropping. So that's telling us that the market could be dropping tomorrow and volatility will more than likely be spiking. So look for a market pullback tomorrow on the NASDAQ, the Dow, the S&P, and volatility going higher. Now, it might just be an initial thing. Often, if we go back to the QQQ, you'll very often see initially price will be down in the morning, and then with volatility up, and then it will reverse. The market will turn around and volatility will come back down. So we could easily get a situation like that. But you can just see the end of the day there was some selling off in all the markets here. So look for a pullback in the markets tomorrow. All right, lastly, we're going to take a look at gold. Okay, we're looking at gold here on the daily chart. Now gold had an amazing run. We had a big drop in gold last week, recovery this week, and then a big drop today. So the way this is really lining up right now, you look at the monthly, it's really lining up for more downside on gold. So look for gold to go lower tomorrow. 180 is going to be an important support price on GLD. See if it can hold that support and bounce. Of course, such a big drop, you have to expect a bit of a recovery. And if you look at the 240 and the 60, you see huge drops. So you can expect a bit of a recovery, but whenever you see something like this, it looks like we're going to have more downside. And the weekly and the monthly are definitely showing that gold is definitely topping out. Now, if 180 holds and we get a rebound, price will need to rebound back above 184. If gold gets back above 184, I'll be a lot more confident that maybe it goes for a second run. But for now, you got to be bearish on gold going forward. All right, that is the breakdown for Wednesday, August the 19th. I hope you like this market breakdown. Please subscribe to the channel and go to the link in the description below this video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.